Hey guys, I'm Dave Chesson of Kindlepreneur, and today we're going to be tackling two very important questions. You see, last week I came out with a video discussing all the ways that you could use our new Unleash the Categories feature in order to see what categories a book is a part of. Now, if you don't remember, Amazon used to show us all the categories right there in the book sales page. Then they reduced it and it became just 3. We also used to have an ability to put the ASIN number into the search and then click around in order to see all the categories. And then they took that away too. So for the past couple of months, authors have been kind of, well, not able to see what categories a book is a part of, whether it's their own or somebody else's. So when we created the Unleash the Category capability on Publisher Rocket, now you can see them, and this is drawing two very important questions. The first is that when authors are testing their own book, they're seeing categories that they didn't either ask for or ones that they don't want. And so we're going to explain why that's happening. The second thing is that authors are also seeing a bunch of categories that do not belong to a certain book, and we're going to cover that. But before we get into it, if you'd like to see more videos like this on book marketing, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell icon so as to get notified when my next video comes out. And with that, let's begin. Okay, so the first question is that when authors are looking at their own book and seeing what categories they're a part of, they're seeing a couple that either A, they didn't ask for, or B, are ones that they don't recognize. Now, this could be a mistake either on Amazon or the author's part when they were choosing their categories. And by the way, if you don't know, you can increase the categories your book is a part of, as well as change them just by using the process in a video link that we'll have popping up somewhere up here or in the description. But another reason as to why those categories might not look familiar is because you probably use the BISACs. If you're unfamiliar with it, I have a video on the BISACs and what that is. But when you go to publish your book on Amazon for the first time, you'll see that pop-up box that lists categories you can select. They say categories, but what they're actually called is BISACs, which are like international standard categories. They're like the categories accepted by all book markets out there. And so when you're selecting one of those, Amazon sees what you select, and then they kind of figure out which one they think that belongs in their Amazon categories. So sometimes when you select one of those BISACs, you may be put into an Amazon category you don't recognize. So that's why it's really important to check out your own book using the Unleash the Categories capability. And again, if you see one of those categories that you don't like and you want to change it, just use that process in that video I talked about previously to go ahead and get them changed. Okay, so now we know what might have caused categories being listed for your book that you didn't ask for and how to fix them. Let's move into the second one, which is when doing your research, you may find some categories on other books that don't belong. More than likely, these are situations where the author has chosen a category that probably doesn't fit. As you probably will see, you'll see like some romance novels, and then all of a sudden one of the novels would be listed for recipe. Yeah, I mean, that really happens. But there are a whole bunch of examples where authors are choosing categories that don't really belong. Now, back before when authors didn't have the ability to see what categories a book was attached with, I feel like maybe that empowered authors to try to get away with it. I don't know. I'm not trying to draw conclusions, but I am here to say that if you are using the Unleash the Categories or you're using the Nerdy Book Girl free tool out there to see what category something is a part of, and you see a category listed that totally doesn't belong, there's a very good chance that that particular author chose that to be strategic for their bestseller tags. Okay, so there you have it, guys. We answered the two very important questions. Why is my book listed for categories I didn't ask for, and how can I change them? And the second one is, wait a second, that category doesn't belong for that book. What happened? With tools like Unleash the Category as well as Nerdy Book Girl, you can now start to see all the different categories something's a part of. And this can help us to make better decisions as authors, as well as to maybe hold back on some of the other decisions as well. All right, with that, I'm Dave Chesson of Kindlepreneur, signing off. Cheers.